let's see, I think I got it now. Thank you guys so much for spending your evening here for a few minutes just to grow your business and learn and, you know,
I have to mute myself.
Really great strengths in this business, and we all have things that we can always challenge ourselves and always push ourselves to do more. So I think that it's important to always be growing and you know, finding where you can. I have been doing this business for 4 years now, and still every single day there's something that I can improve on. So I am going to talk about being authentic on social media, which is, I can't even explain how important authenticity is. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to, right out of the gate, talk about this awesome new promotion that Lavelle launched today. I have never seen this promo before. It is killer because it really is like, it's almost like again. So as you're hopping on, I'm super excited to see all of you on here. As you're hopping on, just make sure, go to the bottom left-hand corner. If you're on your computer, you should see a little microphone. Just turn your microphone on mute so that we don't have a whole bunch of background noise. So the MVP promo is $1,200 in PPA volume. So if you don't know what PPA is, that is just any new customer or promoter order, an order basically someone who's never ordered before. That counts as your PPA, a brand new person. So $1,200 in that volume. So let's say you had a new promoter come on board and they ordered a $400 promoter pack. That's going to be $400 of your $1,200 in volume. Killer. You're going to earn $700 in cash on $1,200 in volume. That's insane. So everybody, this is so attainable for everyone. If you are, the main goal we always say is to keep it simple and get people on Thrive. So you just put yourself out there, put your story out there, and people are going to naturally want what you have when you are creating this positive environment around what you're doing. So that is this promo everybody should be going for. It really is hands down one of the best ones that I've ever seen. So when something like this launches, I'm just going to be really honest right out the gate. Don't post the Lavelle picture graphic. Don't do that. There's a couple of reasons why. Number one, Facebook's going to hide it because they're going to, if they see a lot of people posting the same thing, it affects the algorithm and they're going to take it down. But number two, you're not going to stand out by posting a Lavelle graphic. So if you have, you know, if somebody's scrolling through their feed and they see one of those, it's likely going to get scrolled right over. I'm not a graphic designer. I am nowhere near. I'm not creative. I don't have, you know, all of these creative things in my mind that I can just pop out cool graphics all the time, but I've really, really worked on it. And I try to be super simple. When something like this pops up, if I'm going to promote it as like a promotion, like let's say I want to get some new people, so I'm going to run a new customer promo. I'm going to give free shipping to the first 5 people that, you know, order in the next 2 days or whatever. I'm going to go and I'm going to make a graphic myself. And I know that can seem daunting to people, but it's really easy. And a lot of times I just use pic collage still. And I do crop it to where you can't see the pic collage at the bottom. It just like looks like a regular picture. But I'll just use like black and white or red and white. I try to not overdo it with the colors, and, you know, I don't put cheesy pictures with it. I just use, you know, solid 2 colors so that it'll stand out and get what I'm doing across. But in all honesty, I really think that just sticking to posting about what Thrive is doing for you and why you love it and just keeping with that is automatically going to draw people in, and you're going to get those new customers and those new people organically without having to post stuff like that. So speaking about the graphics, my biggest thing is just do not use like cheesy Pinteresty pictures. It's just stay authentic. Stay true to yourself. People want to see you. And I know that that's really hard. But, you know, a lot of people may not think that things that they're going to post. They're not selfie takers. I'm not a great selfie taker. And honestly, before this business, I never took a selfie in my life. But that's what people want to see. You're the face of what you're talking about. You're the face of the product that has changed your life. Not Lavelle, not Jason Camper, not, Amber Wiseman, you. People want to see you. So stick with that and post yourself and what it's doing for you. And that's going to win all the time over these neon font pictures that you get on Pinterest. Those are just, like I said, those are going to get looked right over. All right, I made notes so that I would not ramble on and on. So let's see, we talked about images.
It's not nice.
On that. Okay, so a couple of my, like I mentioned, I do use Pic Collage still quite often. Another favorite of mine is Unfold, and it's a free app. You can actually buy, they're like $1 or 99 cents to upgrade to some different things that you can utilize within the app, but the app itself is free, and it creates a lot of really cool pictures, and you can even do stories and stuff like that. If you go to, after we in the Zoom, if you go to my Facebook page, you should be able to go to like the archive, my story archive, and I've got a story that I made with Unfold that shows like my journey throughout, and that was one of the most popular things that I've ever posted, and I used a free app to do it. It's awesome. And I know that Canva is really good as well, and easy to use. Like it's almost like graphic. So there's like I said, just keep talking about yourself, posting pictures of you, and that's going to attract other people to what you're doing. So a little bit about my story and why I'm even here and why social media is kind of my thing is my family was sort of thrown into social media a few years back, and I embraced it several years ago. I know that it can be drama filled and it can be, so many negative things, but I really took it on as a way, it's almost like an extension of ministry to me. I took on social media and loved social media way before Lavelle came into my life. And I just saw it as a way to connect with people. I genuinely like to talk to people. I could talk all day long if you haven't noticed already. And I love to talk to people. I love to find out what people are doing in life and share in their joys and help them with their, their sad days and things like that. So this really, even though I didn't realize it when being a promoter was not something I ever thought that I would do. I had actually told the person that signed me up, which is Teresa, who was on this Zoom, that if she ever told someone that I was on Thrive, I would hunt her down and kill her. This was not for me. And it was funny how God sort of pulls it all together and was like, nah, I've got different plans for you, and this is for you, turns out. So it all kind of worked its way in together. But being authentic is really just about finding who you are and what you want to attract into your life. And this is all aside from Thrive. That's basically my rule number one is don't post about Thrive all the time. Nobody wants to go to your page and see post after post after post after post that's shared, and it's just product, and it's just, it's not interesting. It's not engaging. People want to see you in your life, and things like that are, again, they're just going to get scrolled over. And there really isn't something that I had to learn early on is there really isn't anything too little to post about. Some little funny thought that pops into your mind, some funny thing at the grocery store. I mean, I trip and fall all the time. I do stupid stuff all the time. I always post about it because it's funny. And people are nosy. They want to see what you're doing in life. And you have to remember that. That's part of my rule number 2 is stop thinking that you're not interesting, because you are. And I know that that's what a lot of people struggle with. Like, well, I don't have a thing, I'm not into fitness, and I'm not into cooking and things like that. You don't have to be. You have to ask yourself, what do you like to do? I was having a call with a promoter trying to bring out some things that she could post about on social media other than Thrive. And I'm like, well, what do you like to do? Well, I work all the time, so I really don't have anything. I'm like, that's BS. So what are your interests? What do you love? And she's like, well, I mean, if I get time, then I love, to go like bow hunting or, do things with my family like that. Okay, well, there you go. See, turns out you do have something that you like to do. Post about that. Even if you can't go, post about, this awesome story that you found, or this new bow you want, or what you would love to be doing if you had time, and what you're working towards to free up some of your time so you don't have to work so much. It's all about finding what you do and what you like, and how you can pour that into other people, if that makes sense. In those people, the people that you want to attract in this, marketing world, they're called avatars, and it's who do you want to relate to you. So for me, when I came into this, I'm a 37-year-old mom, and we have a crazy life and 2 kids, and they're nuts, and they give me lots of material to post about. So it's that's kind of who I'm geared towards, that my age, kind of 30s, 40s type of I'm just a mom girl. So I, have failed Pinterest meals that I post about, and just anything in life that that I can kind of throw out there that somebody can relate to. So it's very important to know who you want to attract. There's people in the health industry, and that's obviously going to be their thing. Find what you want and go with it, and make it yours. You're here for a reason, and you have important things that the world needs to hear. And I want everybody on here to believe that, because I think that that's a struggle. And after being in this business for 4 years and talking to people about things that hold them back in life and in this business, that's one of the biggest things. I don't think I'm interesting, and I don't think that I'm good enough to talk to people about anything. And that is crap. So I want you to, if that's how you feel, I want you to really, like, when we get off here tomorrow morning, I want you to journal about, what can you use that's your gift that you can pour into other people. And I guarantee you're going to find who you can attract and how you can pour into others. So very super important in this business. Okay, let's see. So did that. I didn't mention it. We're going to be very informal. Let's see. Did that. Okay, let's get here. So it's almost as important as the other things that I've already mentioned for you to not post. I mean, you've heard people say, don't post your highlight reel. That really is so true. You have to be, nobody's perfect. Nobody's living a perfect life. Nobody is, going through all these perfect days. If I posted that I got up every morning and put makeup on to lead my team for the day, that would be a joke. And I would be exhausted, because I live my days with my hair on top of my head and yoga pants. And I love that. And I make posts about that all the time. Like, that's honestly, I'm not kidding when I say I never want to have a real job again, because I never want to have to put on real pants. I just like to live in my slippers, and being in the comfort of my home is what I love. So that's what I post. And that's not everybody's story. There are people that love to get up, put on makeup, get dressed, do this thing, and that's them. But if I portrayed myself as that, I would be a phony. I am not this super driven, put together person. I'm all over the place. So it's really important that you are you, because that's what people want to see. Again, if you, at some point, if you pretend to be something that you're not, because you think it's going to appeal to a certain group, that's not your group. So it's better just to stick with you. That's all going to unravel somewhere down the line. And it's way easier to just live your life the way you live your life, which leads me to my very next point, which is be relatable. Your failures are going to inspire someone else. And that is not posting the highlight reel is so important, because yes, here we are a super positive environment. I want to have a landing page. If somebody comes to my Facebook page, I want them, if they're seeing something in their feed, I want them to think, I bet Amy posted that, before they even know I posted it, before they even see who posted it. And that's the goal. And I want them to know they can come to my page for a laugh or something, or like some kind of tip or some kind of about how I feel on my face while I was doing burpees today or whatever it is. But I think that it's equally important if you are having a bad day. Hey, somebody, can anybody see who's not muted? Hang on, I think I can do it. I got it. Okay. Sorry about that. So it is equally as important for someone to know that you have a bad day. So if you have don't live there, don't post horrible things for a week, but post when you're struggling. Your struggles are where we grow and where you will help, again, to pour into other people. And people, all of this culminates and all of this builds up over time, and people begin to trust you. You are building valuable and authentic relationships with people where they are going to pay attention to what you're putting and what you're posting because they like you and they think you're real and they want to, see what you're all about. So when you start standing behind a product that has changed your life, they are going to believe you. And that is the most important thing about this business. You have to be believable. People don't like fake. They're going to see right through it. And in the long run, it's never going to work out. It's not going to amount to anything. So building relationships is so important, in friendships, and this is how you do it. I would say that I post probably 80% about life and what I'm going through. And I'm kind of all over the board. I do love health and working out. I do love to cook. Like I said, I have crazy kids, and then I've got Thrive Life. I mean, I have a lot of stuff going on. I love quotes and, I love Jesus. So I post about a lot of different things. And I would say 80% of what I post about is my actual life. And then I throw Thrive in there because this is kind of how I think of it. I'm able to do everything in my life because of Thrive. And so I try to post like that. So if I make a really great post that is about life, I may throw something Thrive in my stories. I absolutely love stories. If you're not doing stories, I don't know why they feel so different than a real Facebook post. I mean, they obviously are, but I feel like I can just drop stuff in my stories all day long. And that's kind of the idea behind them. So I can post this awesome quote that I maybe wouldn't make an actual post, but I'll throw it in my story. I post in my stories. One of the biggest things that gets me new customers is I try really hard to, like, in the first few days or, first few months of someone's Thrive experience, post screenshots. Obviously I crop their face out and I don't post anything super personal, and I always ask permission, but I post feedback from customers. Like, I have one in my stories right now of a day one Thriver, and she's like, literally the list of things I got done yesterday is way too long. And I haven't had coffee in 3 days. And that's crazy coming from a coffee drinker. Things like that and I always make sure that I put like my day one customer or something like that, so they know it's me and it's people that I am helping, and then they want that help from me. My whole goal is to get people in my inbox before I ever have to reach out to them. I will do reach outs, and I will do, I will reach out to people, especially when I feel like something's calling me to. But my whole goal is to utilize social media to the very extent that people reach out to me first and get in my inbox first. And it's not always about Thrive. It might be about some funny story that I've posted, or a quote where someone, throws up the hands or the clap hands or whatever, and a conversation starts. That's always my goal. So I think that being super authentic, throwing Thrive in the nooks and crannies is really maybe the best way to say it. I try not to go 2 or more days without posting about Thrive, because in all honesty, it is a huge part of my life, but it's not my whole life. I want people to see all the different aspects. And I think that, it may be as simple as like throwing up a selfie with, with my DFT and being like, didn't want to work out today. This is going to suck, but this is going to help. Or one of the posts that got one of my most popular Thrive posts was I had a Ultra that was the I ams, and it said I am peaceful. And I posted a picture of that and said, kids are getting off the bus in 5 minutes. We're going to go with this. Like it's just not even saying what it is, but relating it to why it's helping me in my life. So I think that all of that is, probably my top tips. Let's see, talked about stories. Oh, and videos and stories. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm really, I let go of what people think a long time ago. You really have to. It all falls into what I talked about, not, feeling like you're unimportant, because there are people out there that are going to pay attention to what you have to say. But I don't like to go live. I make myself because it is so important for the algorithm. And I've done lots of lives over the years, but I get nervous every time. I sit in front of my computer or my phone and I stare at the button for 10 minutes and pray before I go because I hate it so much. But what I found that I love is I can make a video and just record myself, and then that way I can do it as many times as I want to. And then there are a couple of apps that I use. One is called Long Story Cutter and Long Story Split. And it will actually, you'll upload your video to the app. It takes 2 seconds. And then on Instagram, you can only make 15-second stories. And on Facebook, you can make 20-second stories. You pick which one you're going to post it on, and it will cut your video seamlessly for your stories. And it'll save it to your gallery. So all you have to do is pop onto your story and get video after video after video. And then people can watch your video and the stories, and it's awesome. I mean, people will comment in my inbox all the time, and that's the perfect part about it, is when they comment on something that you've said, it's in your inbox. So now you've got that conversation starter. It's totally different than comments. It really is on a post. It's a private message and a private conversation that can lead to so much more. So that was one thing I forgot to talk about. Let's see. I think that was about it. Let me just scan over and make sure that I didn't miss anything super important you guys need to know. Let's see. I think that was mostly it. Just other than the fact that, like, this is fun. Like, this is supposed to be fun. And I get so excited every morning to talk to people about this. And that's how it should be. I think that we as humans just really can just try to way overcomplicate things. And it doesn't have to be that way. Get people on Thrive. Share about what it's doing for you. And people are going to follow that. When you, and another big tip is to do like a social media audit for yourself. And if you don't know how to, reach out to a leader somewhere within your network. There's so many social media savvy leaders within this network. It's crazy. But reach out to them and say, hey, take a look at my Facebook page and see what you think. If you scroll your Facebook page and you're getting no likes or 1 to 2 likes, or, it's not all about the likes, but you got to know that you're reaching people. And so if you're not seeing a whole lot of traction on your post, make a decision to switch some things up. And if you don't know what to switch up, I promise you someone in your upline and on this team will totally help you. If you're in my downline, I'm available. If you're, Kelly Hoover is super great at social media. There's just, like I said, there's so many of them, but do an audit, because if it's not working for you, then we can help it work for you. But pay attention. There are things that I have done throughout this season of life in this business that did not work for me, and the numbers will always show it. So go back through, evaluate what you've been doing, see what's working, see what's not, and do more of what is. And always reach out to leadership to help you if you don't know, because that's what we're here for. So I think that was pretty much it. I think that Amber was going to say like 1 or 2 things that we had kind of talked about earlier. And so you want to unmute, and you got anything to add? And then you guys can always, Amber, while you're talking, I'm going to check out the chat and see if, I think some people were dropping some extra tips in here. So check out the chat if you haven't. And you can also ask any questions in there.
Okay. I don't know what I was supposed to share, honestly, other than just reinforcing that social media audit. We did some of this in Orlando. Those of you who were in Orlando with us, you might have gone through this. it's just a good check to see, like Amy was saying, if what you're putting out there, if people are seeing it, what people might think, who you are. Like if a stranger and a non-thriver, somebody that you weren't connected with, went to your profile and looked through your page for 2 or 3 minutes, what would they take away? Who are you? What does this person do? What does she care about? And I see Jen's little baby, how sweet. So when we do those social media audits, you have to come into it with a really open mind and open heart and not take anything personally. Just know that it's constructive feedback to say, okay, if I was looking at your profile, here's what I would think that you did or what you liked or what you enjoyed doing and what it says about you. Because that's what people, when they're looking at your page, you want something to be able to grab their attention that they can relate to. Like Amy was saying, they need to, see you as a real person, not a Thrive billboard, not your whole world is Thrive, but this kind of balance of here's what she is in her world and her life, and here's what's important to this person. And then, she has this interesting thing that she talks about, and I'm kind of curious what that is. So if you want to do a social media audit, reach out to one of your upline leaders and just say, hey, can you take a look at this with me? And we can go through and just give you some pointers and some ideas on what may be a good thing to adjust, tweak, change, do more of, do less of, that kind of thing. And then you guys, this MVP deal we have going on this week, how awesome. We're all in it to be able to go for this. Totally achievable. Just have a game plan. Don't go into it hoping you're going to get it, because hope is not a good plan. It's what am I going to do to get it? Amy actually said in one of our chats today, she said, there's no way I'm not going to do this. And I love that attitude. You can't just say, oh yeah, well, that'd be really cool if I did, or I hope it works out. Like, no, write your names down. Who are we reaching out to? Who hasn't ordered with you yet? And you get, you get that ball rolling and get in their inbox. Talk to them about it. Credits can't be used. I think, Amy.
You can lead without makeup. Yes, you can. I love it. And Amy said something really good too, that I totally didn't even hit on, but she mentioned really, really liking to check her website traffic in the cloud after she's made, a really good post that's Thrive related. And that is so true. I don't recommend posting your link like in a post because it can get hidden. Facebook does not like for you to post links that take you off of Facebook, obviously. So, but there are ways, to get your link out there. And if you are working the business within Messenger or Instagram or whatever you do, and you're making people free accounts, when they're seeing those posts, they may think, oh crap, this chick is still talking about this. Okay, fine. And then they'll finally go log in, so check that website traffic. That was a really good point for that. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And if you have any questions, reach out to anybody that, you see on here that's in your leadership level, and we're all happy to help you. See ya.